It's time to learn about drills, everyone. Many of you may have been around or seen drills like this. And maybe you're scared of power tools because you've never used them and they're big and they're loud sometimes. But I'm going to teach you how to use them so you're not so afraid, so next time you do something, you can use them to your advantage. So I'm going to be teaching you about drills, and I'm going to be using a 20 volt DeWalt drill today. So we have two different types of drills. So we've got this one, which is called an impact driver, and this one, which is called a drill driver, but I just call it a regular drill. Alright, so this is the impact drill. So the main feature of this is when you're using it, it's going to slightly go back and forth like this when you're pushing on whatever you're trying to put in, whether it's a screw or a bolt or whatever it is. So that's why it's called impact driver. One of the features with this is that to take the bits in and out is super easy. It's got the quick disconnect, which this little part right here moves up and down. So to take anything out, you just pull it up and pull this out. And even easier to put it back in, you just push. Super easy. Alright, now we've got our more complicated one. This is a regular drill. So this one works a little bit differently. To take anything out, you're going to put it in reverse. And then you're going to hold on to this part right here, which actually spins. Just hold on to it, pull the trigger, and it opens up so you can pull out the bit. We're going to look at how to put it back in now. So you're going to want to put it in forward. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. And you're going to put the bit back in place. You're going to hold this. You're going to press trigger. And it'll be in. Alright, so forward and reverse. That's what cars do, right? But that's what you can do with these also. It's a key feature of how you can use drills, and makes it a lot quicker for doing a lot of different things. But to go forward and backwards, this little button right here, right above the trigger, is what you're going to do. So with it pushed all the way toward me right now, so it has an arrow that's pointing toward the front of the drill. So when it's pushed all the way that way, and kind of basically flush, kind of, with the drill, that means it's going forward. But flip it around, and you push this, that same button just on the other side, you can see it's kind of sticking out. You just push it, goes to the other side, and now it's in reverse. So you got two different key features on this that are different than the impact drill. And first is this little guy right here. So this little up and down, that is our speed setting. So it's got a 1 and a 2. So 1 is our slower speed, and 2 is our faster speed. Don't know if you can tell the difference between those on camera, but it's pretty clear when you're in person. You can see the difference and feel the difference in the speeds. Why you would use different speeds is when you're drilling into something that's harder, you're going to want to use the 1, which is the slower speed, because it's going to just get a lot more time to process through what it's trying to drill. Then 2, you can drill into softer materials. So 1 would be used for really hard woods and like metals, and 2 would just be used for most everyday type woods. Alright, our second feature is this little guy right here. This guy goes all around. Woo, all the numbers. So this is what we call the torque setting. So torque is how hard this is going to keep spinning before it stops. So we're gonna try it on 1 first and see how much pressure it takes to stop this from spinning. So I didn't have to put much pressure. I could probably even do that one-fingered. There you go. So it doesn't take a ton of pressure to stop that. And you can hear it clicking. It's actually just kind of jiggling back and forth, but it's not actually drilling anymore. So we're going to take it up to 7 and see what happens. Probably going to take a little bit more pressure to stop this one. So it took a little bit more pressure. Let's go all the way up to our top number. Oh, it passed. Don't do that. So we're going to go up to 16. Let's see if I can stop this. I stopped that one, but that was pretty tough. Hurt my fingers a little bit. They're a little red. But you're going to want to use lower torque settings for, again, things that are harder. Because otherwise, if you're going to put a lot of torque on a bit, this one's a decent sized bit, but if you're using pretty small bits, you're going to break your bit most every time. So use lower torque settings on denser, more tough woods and metals, and the higher torque settings and middle torque settings you can use on softer woods. Alright, a couple things to look at when you're using these drills. So this drill, I'm going to take this bit out. So the main difference I'm going to show you here is the two different types of bits. So this one has, so you can see the two different bits here. So this one here is a regular bit. It's rounded, but it's got a little bit of a flat side on it. And then this one is for a quick connect that has that profile. So what you cannot do is put your regular drill bit into this quick connect. It just won't lock in, but you can put both of these into a regular drill. So this is the quick connect one. So it still locks in. It's not going to hold quite as tight as that with this bit, but it still works. Alright, so I want to show you a couple little things here. First one is the chuck size. So what that means is that's the size that the drill will take, and this one, it takes a 1/2 inch. So if you can see that number right there, just to the right of this DCD code, it's a 1/2 inch. So what that means is it'll accept something up to a 1/2 inch in diameter in here. So when you spin these, you can see these pins move in here. Will go this way, and you can see them come out. You can see that they got smaller. So all the way out will allow you a 1/2 inch. And if you get something with a 1/4 inch, you're gonna have a hard time finding a lot of different bits that fit. And secondly, another thing that you guys want to look for is, you see these lights? You can see the lights on this that, try to not blind you there, but you can see this one has the lights that are all the way around the tip, and this one only has one that's just on the bottom. So go for ones that have ones more like this, that go all the way around the tip, rather than just this, because this one leaves weird shadows, and it's really hard to see what you're doing. But this one lights everything up nice and bright. Alright, so now that you've learned kind of some basics about the drill, you're ready to use it. But when you're ready to store it, there's one key thing you need to remember to do. That's take whatever bit you have in the drill out, so you don't bend it, break it, whatever. But secondly, you'll want to lock it so that you can't pull the trigger. So what I did, I locked the trigger. And how you do that is there's 2 or 3 clicks basically of this button for forward and reverse. So right now it's in reverse, so you'll hear 2 different clicks. So you hear those both clicks. So whatever setting you have it on, you'll want to go to the middle one. So just 1 click, that locks the trigger. So next time you need to pull out your handy dandy drill, it's ready to go for your next DIY project. Hey guys, I hope you learned a lot about drills through this. Maybe you've learned some stuff before, maybe this is your first time interacting and really learning about drills. I encourage you to go out and find a good drill. These 20-volt DeWalts are amazing. I love them. But I'm going to be bringing content about other tools and more about different bits for the drills and some videos on using them. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep giving you content that hopefully you keep learning.